Have you ever stopped to think about what really makes a woman feel attracted? Spoiler, it's not just about having the best car, the sharpest beard, or throwing out a few clever pickup lines. There's an invisible language that almost no man understands. But once you get the hang of it, it changes everything. This language goes beyond words. It speaks directly to her heart. Sounds mystical? Maybe. But the point here is simple. Creating a connection so authentic that she feels understood in a way few men can. And this magic isn't about following some boring manual or trying to be a movie heartthrob. It's about noticing what truly matters to her. Her values, the things that genuinely move her. Have you ever noticed how some people can make you feel seen without saying much? That's the idea. It's about activating the most basic human desire, to feel understood. The good news, you don't have to be a social ninja to learn this. You just need to open your eyes and your heart. The secret is being genuinely present, as if you and she were speaking your own private language. Forget the idea of being the perfect guy, because, surprise, that's not what they want. They want someone who truly understands what's important to them. Someone who listens, who picks up on the little things, starting to make sense. And the best part is, this doesn't require you to change who you are, just to adjust how you connect. The most exciting part, you don't need to become a guru or read 15 books to start applying this. It's all within your reach right now. You just need to take the first step. Pay attention to what really matters. Ready to move beyond Ken lines and discover how to create this kind of connection? Stay tuned, because the next point will truly open your eyes. Why most men miss the little details. Do you know what messes up the game for most guys? They think winning a woman over is about doing something grand, like a Hollywood movie. But the truth, it's the small details that make her think, wow, he's different. Noticing her mood, realizing something in her day has changed, or simply listening for real has a bigger impact than any flashy gesture. That's because these little details scream something important. I'm really here. A classic mistake is not validating her feelings. Like, she shares something important, and you respond with a generic, oh, that's too bad. Dude, that kills the vibe faster than cold pizza. It's not about solving her problems, but about showing that you truly care about how she feels. This simple shift is like building an emotional bridge, one that most people don't bother to construct. Another common misstep? Inconsistency. You know that guy who starts off super attentive and caring, but then suddenly stops? It's like being a player who scores a goal in the first half and then naps on the field. Trust is built with small, consistent actions, not random bursts of interest. Would you trust someone who only shows up when they feel like it? Exactly, neither would she. Now, imagine if you did the opposite of these 99%. No gimmicks, no overacting. Just genuine attention, consistency, and real interest in who she is. Does it sound too simple to be true? That's exactly why it's so powerful. Ready to apply this to your daily life and watch the magic happen? Stick with me, because now we're going to detail how to make this happen. Have you ever thought about the power of touch? No, I'm not talking about an awkward pat on the back or something uncomfortable. I'm talking about simple, genuine gestures that show attention and care. Like tucking a strand of her hair behind her ear or placing a hand on her shoulder while you talk. These small touches say much more than any clever line because they convey security and a kind of affection that can't be faked. The wildest part, this works because it directly impacts her brain, triggering that natural chemistry, literally. When you do this at the right moment, it activates the release of oxytocin, the so-called trust hormone. That's why a hug at the right time, or holding her hand during an intense moment, creates a lasting connection. And you don't have to do it all the time. The key is the right gesture at the right moment. But be careful, my friend, because what's meant to be sweet can turn into a disaster if done poorly. Touches need to be respectful and natural, never forced or awkward. If the moment doesn't call for it, don't push it. Sensitivity is crucial here. Sensing if she's comfortable and receptive is fundamental. It's like saying the right thing at the right time. When it works, it's a home run. When it doesn't, it's a flop. Want a practical example? Next time you compliment her, lightly touch her arm as you speak. Or in a quieter moment, Hold her hand for a few seconds and see how she reacts. These small gestures show you're present and create a deeper connection. Want to score points without coming off as over the top? Learn to use the right gestures in public. No need to go overboard or act like a rom-com character. It's about small actions that say, "I'm here for you," opening a door, guiding her with your hand on her back in a crowd, or even offering your jacket when the weather turns. It's simple, but conveys something powerful: confidence and care. Here's the pro tip. These gestures don't just impress her, they impress everyone around. It's like you're telling the world she matters to you, and that, my friend, is an irresistible signal. Women notice these subtleties, and they love knowing you care, even when no one else is watching. It's something few men do, so you're already ahead of the pack. But it has to feel natural, not like a scene out of a soap opera. Over-the-top gestures might cause more awkward laughs than admiration. Instead of throwing your jacket on the ground for her to walk on, no, please don't. Why not simply adjust her bag or help pick up something she dropped? These are small things that show you're attentive and present. When you do this in everyday life, not only do you strengthen the bond between you, but you also create a sense of partnership. She feels like she has someone by her side who notices things before she even has to ask. That's rare, and that's why it's so valued. Want to take it to the next level? Let's talk about how to flirt intelligently and authentically to make her admire you even more. Shall we? Flirting is like a fun game, but without needing to follow boring rules or memorize cheesy lines. It's more about creating that vibe of curiosity and connection that makes her want to know more about you. Like that sideways glance followed by a sly smile, you know? That little gesture can be more powerful than 1,000 generic compliments. Flirting, when done right, isn't forced, it's natural, respectful, and most importantly, fun. The secret? Balancing confidence and lightness. A good example: instead of complimenting the obvious, throw out a playful tease like, "Do you always pick the most cliche movies, or is it just today?" It makes her laugh and think at the same time. And the best part, it shows you have a sense of humor and can turn any conversation into something memorable. That makes all the difference. Now, here's the golden rule. Timing is everything. Flirting isn't about constant effort. It's about knowing when to pause, when to look away at just the right moment, or when to change the subject before the conversation becomes predictable. This keeps her curious and wanting more. The goal isn't to make the interaction tense, but to maintain that touch of unpredictability that keeps things interesting. When you flirt intelligently, you show confidence and that you're paying attention to her. Two incredibly attractive qualities. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be authentic. Want to take this to another level and turn even casual moments into something unforgettable? Stay tuned, because we're going to talk about how to be the hero she didn't even know she needed. Sometimes it's not words but actions that speak the loudest, and it's in these moments that you can stand out. Want an example? When you notice she's uncomfortable somewhere, gently offer an exit, like, "How about we take a walk?" This shows you're attentive and willing to prioritize her without her having to ask. It's a subtle but impactful gesture. It's not about playing the savior, but being the guy she can rely on. Simple things like carrying something heavy or noticing that a path looks deserted and suggesting an alternative speak volumes about genuine care. These gestures may be small, but they're full of meaning because they show you pay attention to her well-being without making a fuss or showing off. Here's the psychological secret. When someone realizes they can trust you in crucial moments, the emotional connection becomes much stronger. This activates that sense of security everyone looks for, and she'll associate that feeling with being by your side. Don't confuse this with trying to control or dominate. It's about being a solid and reliable presence. Small acts of care create lasting memories. What seems like a simple gesture can become what she remembers when she thinks about how special you are. And the most amazing part, when you combine this with the other strategies we've discussed, presence, flirting, and small gestures, the impact is incredible. Now is the time to take everything you've learned and put it into practice. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. Start small. Think about that woman you have in mind. Observe her closely. How can you show in a subtle and authentic way that you're present? It could be something simple, like an unexpected compliment or offering help in a moment when she doesn't expect it. The key is naturalness. But here's the thing. Consistency is the magic word. There's no point in being an amazing guy today and then disappearing or slipping back into old habits tomorrow. Women are excellent at noticing when something is done just to get attention versus when it's genuine. So keep the momentum going. You'll see how small, consistent gestures can transform the way she sees you without any forced effort. The best part? These techniques don't just help in winning someone over. They make you a more confident, empathetic, and well-rounded man. This personal growth affects everything. Your relationships, your friendships, even your career. When you act with intention and respect, you attract better people and create stronger connections. This is about evolution, and impact goes far beyond what you imagine. Now it's up to you. Choose one of the tips we've discussed and apply it today. It could be something as simple as a subtle touch or a moment of genuine attention. The important thing is to act. Are you ready to move beyond the obvious and truly stand out? In the next step, we'll see how this transforms not just your relationships, but also how you see yourself. But first, I have an important message for you. Do you feel like you're always so close yet so far from winning her over? Feeling tired of trying to win over the woman of your dreams, only for everything you do to seem to push her further away? I know how frustrating it is to feel like you're constantly so close yet so far from building that deep, irresistible connection with someone you desire. But don't worry, there's a scientifically proven method that can completely change your approach. With the obsession method, you'll learn how to spark genuine attraction, something that makes any woman feel an uncontrollable desire for you, even if you're not the most handsome guy in the room. This straightforward and simple method makes you irresistible without effort, like having a remote control for her desire. The choice is now in your hands. Keep doing what you've always done and face rejection, or take the right step to win over the woman you've always wanted. By getting the obsession method, you're giving yourself the chance to turn things around. And the best part is there's no risk. With a 60-day money-back guarantee, you can test the method, and if it doesn't work, you get your money back. Check out the first comment below to find out why thousands of men are transforming their love lives with this method. Go beyond what most men never discover. Now that you know what most men never figure out, it's time to go further. Understanding the concepts is a good start, but what really makes a difference is applying them consistently. Think of it as learning a new skill, like playing guitar or practicing a sport. At first, it may seem complicated, but with dedication, it becomes second nature. And here's a powerful tip. Surrounding yourself with men who share the same mindset can accelerate your progress. A community of guys focused on personal development, exchanging ideas, and encouraging you to improve is the perfect environment for growth. Sharing experiences and getting feedback gives you that push that turns learning into real results. The impact? It goes way beyond winning women over. Men who follow this path report profound changes in every area of their lives. They become more confident, respected, and even natural leaders in their social circles. They're the kind of men everyone respects because they act authentically, confidently, and empathetically. That's the real difference between growing and staying stuck. If you're ready to take the next step, stop leaving this in theory. Look for a space where you can learn more, share experiences, and grow alongside other men with similar goals. Remember, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be willing to improve. Women respect that. And more importantly, the world respects it too. Subscribe to the channel, and make sure to check out the next video that's now playing on the screen.